Everything is a conversation. Every voice has value, and every conversation is an opportunity to transform lives. Join us on the journey to find the gold.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode from Hello from Moscow. It is your favorite host, Tisha and
Cindy-Leigh, it is so good to have you on another episode. I believe we're up to episode 7.
Episode 7, and we have got a banger for you.
It is a great one, and we've done so much over the last 6 months of just all different things. We've had people that we've interviewed, but we thought this episode and also the next couple to finish out this season 1, we're going to do like 3 episodes on friendship.
So this episode 7, is entitled
Who Needs Friends?
Who needs friends?
Come on.
So who needs a friend? We all do.
Yeah, most definitely. I know I do.
We were never ever created to live life in isolation, on our own, with our own thoughts, having a whole bunch of Wilson moments. We need people.
Yeah,
we need perspectives. We need people who challenge our thinking and help us to grow. We all need friends.
Oh, we do. And who is a friend? And
I know, right?
It's true. And it's is everyone your friend?
I don't know. I used to think that growing up, everyone I met was my friend.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone I knew, met, went to school with, saw at a shop, and I don't mean like a big Westfield, but in South Africa we had corner stores that you'd go to every single day for bread and milk or stuff, but you'd see the same people and saying hello to them. Growing up, you thought, they're my friends. We say hello.
Yeah.
But we only ever see each other at the corner shop, for 5 minutes. And we don't really exchange anything below surface level, but they were my friends. Everyone was my friend growing up. And then even Facebook tells me I've got over 1,000 friends.
Come on.
But are they really our friends?
Yeah. Well, that's it. And I think, in friendship, you have so many levels of friendship as well.
Yeah.
From your school friends to your, wear your heart on your sleeve friends to, I don't know, there's just so many. And I think you do grow up a lot of times, especially in school.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's your mate.
Yeah.
You're my mate. But I think sometimes if we really look at it and get to the nitty gritty of it, is actually, is everyone our friend?
No, I feel like for me, this has been my journey. As I got older, my friendship circle got smaller, but it definitely got better.
Yeah.
And so, I would say that not everyone is our friend, but to figure that out, we need to know who is a friend.
Yeah.
What is a friend? What defines a friend?
Exactly. And I guess also look at what values you place on friendship.
Yeah.
And because that again is different for everyone, isn't it? It's a whole so over this podcast we're just going to look at a few of those things, and like we mentioned earlier, this next 3 weeks of podcast we're just going to have a look at friendship, and a lot of our stories and also what we talk about is going to come from our own experiences with friendships. And I love that I get to do this podcast with my best mate, so that's kind of cool. So this is going to be...
It's all sentimental.
Oh, wow. But, and it's cool. So it means we can just really, just have a chat about what friendship means. And I think we would love to hear from you guys as well, your perspective.
So a question I'd have for you is, how do you define a friend from an acquaintance to
I guess
a mate, someone you know?
Yeah, how would I define it? I think for me, I'm not someone that's easily opens up. So I'm not someone I'm not this open book. Some people just tell you their life story and they're okay with that. I'm not that person. So for me, I kind of treat everyone as my mate.
Yeah.
But then over the years, I think when I see that, I loyalty is a big thing for me. So loyalty, trust, and respect. So when I see that in that person, or I'm receiving that from them, I go, oh yeah, I could actually make a good mate out of this. Because I'm like a mate.
So would you say you determine if someone is going to be a friend when you feel like you can be vulnerable around them.
Oh, definitely. When I feel like I've been my true self, and I'm not saying that I'm not authentic, because I am authentic with everyone, but your actual self that you can just go, oh, I'm just free to be me.
Yeah.
That for me is like, I'm like, yeah, you've got me, because I'm just kind of like, when I feel like I've got that space just to be me, to have a chat, have a yarn, to talk about stuff and know that it's just going to stay with us, that for me is a big thing, definitely. What about you?
Well, I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head when you said a friend is someone you can be authentically yourself.
Yeah.
And as I said, I used to think everyone was my friend, and I tried to be everyone's friend. And when you get older, maybe a little bit wiser, you realize that not everyone's your friend. Well, who are the people that are your friends?
Yeah.
They're the people that have journeyed with you. They're the people that have shared your life's up and downs.
Yeah.
And have stuck around.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I haven't had different friendships in different seasons. I absolutely have.
Yeah.
And I've also learned in time that not all friendships were there for forever.
Yeah, I think there's, and I think that's okay. I've had people that have been on my journey where you've just been greatest of mates, but they've been on that season with you,
Yeah.
and so it's hard to sometimes like let that go. But it's not that they're not good people, or you're not a good person, or the relationship's toxic. It's none of that. It's literally, sometimes, I don't mean this in a wrong way, but sometimes you grow past friendships, and they walk the journey with you on the season, and they're 100% there, and you're 100% committed. But it's like you almost go on different directions, and it's okay. Like, I've found that. Have you found that sometimes in life?
Absolutely. So yeah, I feel like for me, if I had to define a friend, it's someone you can be yourself with.
Yeah.
And it's someone you can say you've got measured moments, measured memories, and a friendship.
Yeah.
You know, something that's got a foundation.
It's got substance.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one, is having that authenticity, substance, and like a person that you genuinely can just rely on, that you can trust. And not to say, hey, you have your ups and downs in friendships. Your greatest of mates you can have your ups and downs with, but it's like that whole, it's just about substance, being authentic.
Yeah. I think, like, you know, I have friends that are friends I see maybe every 2 or 3 years, and when you see them, the conversation goes from 0 to 90 in 10 seconds. You can be vulnerable, you can be yourself, but they're not every day checking in on you. They're not talking to you and know exactly what's going on in your world from a week to week or even a day to day. But those friends you feel safe with.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And then I have friends who I see frequently, but we don't actually go past a surface level with each other.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to say that those are all my friends, but the older I've got, the more I've realized that these are people I know, we share common interests with.
Yeah.
But are they my friends?
Yeah.
I've wondered that question.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd like to say it's a very, righteous thing to do, to say, everyone's my friend.
Yeah.
You know, but there's also a responsibility on that.
Oh, 100%. And I've always been like of a thing where I'd be like, not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to anyone, but you think about it. When you go to a concert, there's only so many front row seats, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, way I've journeyed friendship too, it's like, does that person actually deserve the front row seat of my life? And that's important to me. I'm like, do they show me like the authenticity, the respect that I show them, all that? Because that's, for me, it's sacred. In my innermost circle of friendship, it's a sacred space, because you are vulnerable, you are real, and sometimes you're super raw. Like, you know, when you got ups and downs and you're going through stuff, it's like you are super raw. So I've always been like, and like, you know, some people may take that like, oh, she's just being whatever. But the reality is I do think that not everyone deserves that front row seat. And sometimes that front row seat changes.
Yeah.
As do people that come in to watch a concert. The next group come in, it's a different, so it's seasons of your life. And I think that's also been, I've had to look at myself and go, what season am I in? And what do I need, and how am I being to my friends? Like, because that's a big thing too. How you show yourself is like, that's who you're gonna attract.
Yeah.
If you're that type of person, that is it, you know, like I'm a giver. I love to like I just love to just be like to be able to do whatever I can for my friends. If they need me, I'm there. That's just who I am. And sometimes you may not necessarily get that back from your friends all the time, or you may not, you know, whatever, but it doesn't stop your authenticity of who you are is how you should remain. Like, it's like, I don't want to be this person because that's what that person needs. I just need to be me, true to me, because chances are you being who you are is what they need anyway. And that's why we have lots of friends, because not one person can give us everything we need, and they may in a season, but I love the diversity of just people's personalities. And like, you know, you laugh like stuff I laugh with you at, I know other friends would not get it. But like, we've been just sitting before doing this podcast and we had so many takes because we were like laughing, being stupid, and I know that would frustrate the heck out of some of my friends, but for me it was just like, it's such a joy. There's a joy about being just yourself with your mates.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's cool. So there's so many types of friends you can have in your life. I mean, we talked about having like surface friends and, you know, deep and meaningful friends, and those who have front row seat in your life and all that. But, you know, for me, I also would say, you know, a friend is someone who gives you emotional support. Now I'm talking like good, solid, your best mates. I reckon they give you emotional support.
I think true friends are aware of where you are emotionally. And can step into the gaps. Or if not step into the gaps, actually become aware of the gaps. They provide a crucial support system.
Oh, come on.
And, you know, especially during the valleys. They can offer empathy, understanding, a shoulder to lean on. Someone to cry with, and, you know, you don't actually have to say anything. Or sometimes people, they're there as a sounding board, or they're as people who can actually help you articulate, you know, what is needing to be said with clarity, with kindness. Help clear up some of the fog. Either way, they're not people who wave to you or put a praying emoji on your Facebook status and don't actually know what's going on in your world.
No, it's true. Like I've over the years, I've found, you know, my good mates have been such an emotional support in so many areas of my life. And, you know, one of the biggest ones is that when you are in the valleys, you know, sometimes, like I'm someone that can just usually, you know, I want to pull myself out of it because I don't want to be there too long. But I have my mates in my world will actually not let me wallow there too long either. So it's like they're there encouraging, whatever, but they're also like, come on, girl, it's time to get up. Like, and we need that in friendship. We need that type of support that's just not all about roses and fairies, but it's actually, you know, about, hey, it's time to get up. It's time to, you know, dig that well deep.
I think, and you know, what I'm hearing as well in saying what a friend is, it's twofold, right? We're saying this is what we should look for in our friendship, but this is also who we should be.
Oh my gosh, 100%. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's like, again, how you want to be treated, you need to do the same. Like, we need to develop in our own worlds such a greater sense of just, you know, respect and honor and loyalty, because it's like those things are actually rare qualities these days to find in people. And I think that's there's a lot of things for that. But I think it's something that we all need to work on. Like I'm constantly working on that on myself. I'm like, okay, because you have moments where you're just like, I don't think I was a good friend that day, or and it's like, okay, I need to work on that. So, so definitely emotional support is something that I always feel for my friends. And another thing, I don't know about you, but I also find like it's in your friendship, there's this personal growth, where you just, I don't know, it's like sometimes even just rubbing up against each other the wrong way brings out something in you that goes, oh, I need to actually work on that. It's like, that is not okay. The way I respond or whatever.
I guess, and that's where, you first, in authentic friendship, where there's vulnerability and there's an ease in communication. Is where you find different perspective. Difference in opinion. Even, or some of our convictions being challenged. And I think that's where the room is, or we make that room in true friendships. And that room allows us to grow either in our perspective or our thinking being challenged, or sometimes being corrected. Flat out. Admitting, wow, that was so limited in my thinking. I was wrong. And I need to do something about that.
And the thing is too, like, I think in the personal growth, I find that your friends like are actually pushing you to step out of your comfort zones. Like, there's things that I do now that I would never have done because you've pushed me out of my comfort zones, and I've needed that. And probably you don't even realize that, but I'm just like, okay, I need that. I didn't realize I was lacking that.
She's a dog person now.
No, must love dogs, not.
Well, she was like a non-animal person, but she's embracing the idea of us having a dog. She gives the dog food. She feeds the dog.
I feed the dog. Yes, I do, because I do believe that you should always be kind, whether it's an animal or human.
Okay.
So
turning into a dog person.
One of my friends, one of my other mates, she reckons that God's gonna give me a zoo in heaven.
Wow.
She said, you're going to be a zookeeper just because you love animals so much.
No.
Wouldn't that be just lovely of God to do that?
God wouldn't do that to the animals.
Whoa! Thanks very much. See, I'm learning already personal growth. I'm just, biting the tongue.
So a true friend, supports you emotionally. They help you grow personally. And what else?
I think in your friendships, in a true friendship, there's a sense of belonging. There's a sense of just, I don't know, sometimes I can honestly say that, and you know what, probably my family will be offended by this, not my mum and my immediate family, but my extended family. But the reality is that some of my friends are more my family than my actual family.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And so I guess that sense of connection or sense of belonging is measured, I guess, in how connected you feel.
Like 100%. Like I know even like my friends that have kids, like I'm their auntie, and it's like, and some people go, oh, that's weird. No, it's not, because literally like it's just like you're my sister, so your kids are gonna be my nieces and nephews. Or nephew, because you've only got one boy. But that
one boy is enough.
But that's just it. And I think that's great when you get to that place where your mates' kids is like auntie and uncles, and that's
And I guess you don't get that from someone you just go partying with every weekend. You don't get a sense of belonging.
No.
And so here's what we're trying to say. Maybe evaluate meaningful relationships. And then part of that evaluation will probably also help you not place unfair expectation on the other person or yourself in that relationship. Assess the state of that relationship. What is it? Are they mates? Are they friends? I don't know why I'm giving you a lecture on how to pick your friends, but all I'm saying is that friendship should have meaningful relationship and meaningful connection that produces these things in you, that gives you the support system that you require when times are tough. Or gives you that sense of belonging, the sense of acceptance. A sense of people who are in your corner.
It's like a community, isn't it? Like, and you even like get to share like shared experiences, and and then the highs and lows of those experiences, and it's like, so I think definitely, you know, it's definitely been a sense of belonging.
I think it's like friendship is ride or die. You know?
Come on.
And those are the friendships that I'm pursuing. I of course I'm a people's person. I am the social butterfly. I am the queen of, you know, loving to be around people. I'm energized by people. I'm energized by meeting new people, by hearing their stories, by sharing mine. But I know now that the gold is in building, connecting, and maintaining meaningful friendship.
Definitely. And I think another thing that I find in friendship too is that, oh my gosh, there's like such a happiness, there's a joy. Like your mates, I don't know, some of your mates aren't, some aren't joyful, but some of them are just like, oh my gosh, I love spending time with them, because you walk away feeling just rejuvenated. It's rewarding. It's like, I don't feel like the life has been sucked out of me. And you know what? Even when your friends are your real friends are going through stuff, I still don't feel like the life's been sucked out of me. Where other times you just feel like I walk away going, oh my gosh, I just want to dig a hole and put my head in the sand. And not because they're bad, it's just simply, it's like, oh, but I want to be around people because I'm a joyful person. That's my personality.
And I think like in the world that we live in today, the landscape of friendship has changed.
100%.
You know, before it was, oh, your friends are the people that you make plans with on the weekend, on the Friday night, you go get takeout. You know, sit at each other's house and have meaningful conversation over a table. Well, if you think of what Gen Y, Gen Alpha, you know, the landscape of friendships for them is very different. It's very different. We've almost bought into the thought of, especially online, right? This friendship thing, and it's changed from being connected to managing relationship. There's no authentic connection there.
No.
You know, but we're getting absolutely mesmerized by everyone's highlight reel. There's this new thing that's trending on Instagram on the reels that says POV, point of view. And I found myself watching this the other night about how awesome this guy was, because he woke up and did some housework and bought some flowers and put it on the counter, and you know, he is absolute boss, top dog, because he went out of his way to do that. And found myself, you know, for a split second going, oh, I wish, you know, I wish that was my life, or I wish that was happening in my world. Point of view, but how unrealistic is that point of view? Right? It's carefully curated. It's done for the gram. It doesn't show you what else is going on in their world.
But it puts unfair and unreal expectations.
But these are the friends we're making online. The social influences people are following and or imitating even. And so this is who we're investing intentional time with. But we're not getting the connectedness our soul longs for.
And we do need that deep connection. Like, you know, we do need that in our worlds. And, you know, I think it's important to make lasting friendships that are full of joy, that bring hope, that give you a sense of, like we said before, belonging,
That provides a sense of steadiness, of being steadfast.
Oh, yeah. The continuity of just that.
The friendship that, it's not, I'm not your friend when it's convenient. I'm your friend all the time.
Yeah.
I'm your friend when you're not doing your best, when you've made poor choices.
Yeah.
I'm your friend when you're absolutely kicking goals and you're at the top of your game.
Yeah, I'm running along the sideline cheering you on always.
I'm celebrating your victories.
Yeah.
But the steadfastness is also something that differentiates a mate from a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with mateship. That's awesome.
No.
But there's something awesome about friendship. And if I can say this, one of the things I think principally about building a friendship or building on strong foundations is like a skyscraper.
Yeah.
The higher you want to go, the deeper you have to go in the foundation, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So taking friendships to new heights means going down deeper, being more vulnerable, being open, being intentional,
honest, all that.
Being respectful, forgiving, being able to address conflict, and actually know that the friendship, the relationship is way more important than our point of view or being right.
Yeah.
Or,
trying to compare each other to or each other's kids or all that stuff, it's actually just about literally, for me, about just loving that person for who they are. They're warts and all.
Yes.
Because that's what you're hoping that someone's doing for you in return. And you're not always going to get it right.
And I guess there's different seasons, or there's different capacities in friendship.
Yeah.
There are times where you can be there for someone 110%.
Yeah.
And you can be running hard alongside them day in and day out. And there's times where things are going to change in your world where you can't run that way.
No.
But it doesn't mean to say you're not there.
Yeah.
And you won't do what you absolutely can do.
No, that's right. I read a book by Holly Wagner. Her and her husband pastor a church in LA. And she wrote a book called She Loves Me, She Loves Me Not.
Yes.
And great book about friendships. And she says in there, sometimes you're going to give out 80% and the other friend's giving out 20%. But it shouldn't be like that all the time. There's balance. But there are times where literally, you know what, I've got nothing to give, but I'm hoping you've got something to still share in my world while I'm going through this, because now I'm giving you all.
Absolutely. And I think our responsibility in a friendship is communicating with clarity our capacity. So our friends are not left wondering why they're not receiving the same support, the same, communication frequency even. To be clear is to be kind, right? So
that's
just
right.
Sharing vulnerably.
Oh, it
this
is.
Is where I'm at. This is how I can help. But please let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know how I can help you.
Yeah.
If what I'm doing is not helping.
Yeah, that's it. And sometimes you don't know unless you give the feedback to them. You're you get all frustrated because your friends or your mates are giving you what you need. It's but they don't even know you. They're trying to guess. Right now you're going through something, and am I? And for me, I just ask my mates. I'm like, hey, what is it that you need? Yeah. Because I think the person pretty well knows what they need. Yeah. And it could be, just a simple encouragement. It doesn't have to be anything like some, always waiting for these big sparks or whatever, but it doesn't have to be any of that. It's just simply, in this moment, what is it that you need? Whether it's a high or low. Yeah. Even in your highs. Yes. What do you need? How do we celebrate? This is amazing.
And so I think it's awesome to have familial relationships and friendships with your family, with your spouse. But I think it's super important to be intentional about pursuing authentic friendship. Yeah. Gathering those people in your world that are going to be your support system, that are going to help you grow, that are, going to challenge your thinking, that are going to correct you, but they also provide a steadfastness. They're there for the long haul.
So let's take a moment and let's just like, have a look at the value of our friendships.
Yeah.
And the weight that actually carries.
Yeah.
And I think, let's be kind to ourselves. Let's be kind to our friends. And because I think a true friendship is worth value. And I do. When you find a friend that's a gem, it's like those gems you want to protect and look after. And I feel like, we need to put some more value back on our friendships and the people in our world and just go, and also yourself. I want to look at myself and go, is there any area that I can better myself in to be a better friend?
Yeah.
And how do I do that? And what do I need? And it's all those different things. But,
So who needs a friend? We all do. So I guess our encouragement is to just take a moment and reflect and go, am I, actively pursuing meaningful relationships and building authentic friendship?
So next month, guys, we have another amazing podcast.
Yeah.
Continuing on our theme of friendship for the next couple months. Our next one is called The Role of Trust in Friendship.
Yeah, a big one.
Massive one.
Stephen Covey writes a book called The Speed of Trust.
Yep.
And in this book, he talks about how trust takes a long time to build up. But it's super necessary in meaningful friendship and connection.
Yeah.
While it takes a long time to build up, it takes a split second to break down.
Yeah, wow.
And so we're going to talk about the role of trust in a friendship, how it's earned, how it's maintained, how it's repaired, how it can be restored. Not because trust is broken, it doesn't necessarily mean a friendship has to be written off.
That's right. So we're going to be pretty raw.
Yeah.
We're going to be honest.
Yeah.
We're going to be open.
We're going to talk about some withdrawals we've made from our friends' trust banks or withdrawals they've made from ours.
Yeah, definitely.
But either way, it's an important factor in genuine friendship and relationship. And so we're going to go there.
We are going to go there. So we are so grateful that you've joined us again for another podcast. So stay tuned for lots that's happening. Also, check out our website, hellofromusco.com. We have lots of cool merch.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the love you're showing us for our teas. We're just having so much fun.
It is cool.
Sending off the orders and seeing where they're all coming from. And thank you for messaging us when you receive your orders. That's been cool too.
That's cool. Yeah, we got one today. A lady messaged us and said how much she loved our teas. So that's so cool. So guys, we love you. Have a great rest of this month, and we'll see you again. Hello from us.
Bye.